Everything in McKinney should be dying down, as yesterday the police officer in the middle of the controversy, Eric Casebolt, resigned yesterday. The police chief throwing, at least it's the opinion of many out there, throwing Casebolt under the bus. Police officer, this from the Dallas Morning News, police officer whose aggressive response to an unruly teenage party ignited a national controversy resigned Tuesday, leaving many in McKinney feeling relieved but disappointed at some police supporters who considered the man a hero. McKinney Police Corporal David Eric Casebolt, a 10-year veteran of the department, voluntarily stepped down amid an internal police investigation and surging public pressure, including death threats. Now, they won't go into a lot of the details here, the Dallas Morning News, but there have been several reports that Casebolt himself and his family were receiving death threats from the agitators who had arrived in McKinney. And it does not surprise me one bit that a police officer would step down after the national controversy, the national reaction without getting all of the facts. And that's what really bugs me, is that you have this mob mentality that breaks out on Twitter, that expands into CNN and Fox, and of course MSNBC. And it seems like more and more when it comes to these police issues that the news media is reacting to Twitter more than they are reacting to the story itself. Instead of finding out the facts, instead of going through and interviewing all the neighbors, talking to everybody who was there, the media instead feeds off of Twitter. And maybe that's just because it's easy. I don't know. Maybe it's just easy to feed off of what the Twitter mob is saying, and, to listen to the activists who get up and speak, talk about how it's going to be ISIS, it's going to be us, it's not ISIS that attacks law enforcement. It's just easy to do that. And then you form your story around what Twitter and social media is saying. The officer's terse two-word resignation did not include an apology or an acknowledgement of wrongdoing, said McKinney Police Chief Greg Conley, who on Tuesday condemned Casebolt's actions as indefensible and out of control. The chief distanced himself from his former employee on the same day. His department dropped charges against the sole person arrested at the scene, signaling the swift shift in police handling of the video recording that went viral. The McKinney mayor said, "We all have to learn from what occurred. I don't think any one incident can define a community." And so the police chief throwing Casebolt under the bus, I'm not shocked by that. I'm disappointed, but I'm not shocked by it. There were at least 2 other protests planned in McKinney. And let's just say that this police chief would not be the first person in the world to get pressure from others and say, put as much distance between you and this person as possible. As much distance that you can put between McKinney, Texas, and Eric Casebolt. Just put as much distance as you can, because we don't want any protest. There were reports from Breitbart, Texas, that during the first protest on, Monday night. The first protest on Monday night, homes were vandalized in that same neighborhood. Did you hear about that from the national media? Probably not. But reporters who were on scene, they heard from neighbors who said their homes were vandalized. You had the exact same agitators, not all of them, but many of the same agitators that were in Baltimore, that were in Ferguson, who showed up in McKinney, Texas. So if you're the police chief and if you're the mayor of McKinney and you hear about all of this, you're probably worried about what Friday's going to look like. You're probably worried about what Saturday or whatever day the second protest was supposed to happen. You're probably a little bit worried. You're probably very worried about what's going to happen. And you don't want your town to turn into Ferguson. You don't want your town to turn into Baltimore. And so it doesn't surprise me. And I think it's spineless. Once again, and as I brought up earlier, you've seen cases all around the nation, including here in Lubbock, to a lesser degree. But you have seen where city officials don't stand by the police force. They give in to demands, they give in to lawsuits, they give in to whatever. And you see it all over the place. And for this police officer now, he'll get another job. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if he'll want another job in law enforcement, I don't know what. But, to me, and I keep getting the question posted on my Facebook page, I keep getting emails and tweets from people who are just very happy to call me a racist. That on Twitter, I don't even know who these people are. Somehow they found, I guess from the video that we posted there, Jody, my comments on Monday. Oh boy, did I get some tweets on that one. These folks who are all about bringing people together and loving one another, all lives matter. Nah, not really. I just laugh at them. I laugh at the tweets that come in. They're funny. But if you're Casebolt, I don't know what you do now. Well, maybe you go to some smaller department somewhere else. There are a lot of departments that could use you. In reality, I don't know how many police officers would have reacted differently. I don't know how many police officers actually blame Casebolt for what he did. There might be a few out there, but I don't know how many.